Hello, creative souls. How are you? My name is Leah Guzman. I am an artist and board certified art therapist, and I wanted to come on here today to talk about how to prepare your space for creativity. So, talking about art space rituals and how you get your mind in the mood to get into the zone. Because I think it's something that you have to prepare yourself for. It's not like you can just kind of come into your studio and just jump right in. Well, at least I can. And most creatives that I know, it takes a little time to warm up. So I just wanted to come on here and give you some tips and tricks on what I do. I'm going to talk about finding time, claiming your space, clearing your space, and then setting your intention. All right. So if you have any questions, please, you're welcome to ask, and let me know where you're from if you get to watch this. So I am in my studio right now, and so I like to find time sometime in my day to come in here. So I do this in a couple of different ways. For one, I do schedule it. I pretty much schedule my time, not necessarily in my planner, but I do schedule weekly art making sessions. So I will say something like, I'm going to definitely be creating 4 times a week so that I know that I need to actually show up and for myself and be able to make something. So recently I've been working on a series, and I wouldn't say that I'm totally completed with it, but I'm putting it out into the world where it is right now, because I said I wanted to finish on the 30th. And part of that was I will give myself maybe I'll say I want to finish like 2 small paintings in this next week, or my goal is to finish this large painting in the next 2 weeks. So just as long as I'm creating that momentum to show up and do that, and it feels very satisfying. It actually becomes very addicting when I do show up and I follow through with my word. Hello, whoever is here, you're welcome to say hi. Yeah, so that's just different ways that you can find time, because I know that a lot of creatives say like, oh, I don't have time to create, but we always have time. That's one of your most precious commodity, is your time and how you spend it. And if it's something that's important to you, especially to your mental health, I know it is for me. I know that I am so much happier when I am creating versus going days or weeks or months without creating. I know that it feels uncomfortable. Hey, Andrea, so happy that you were able to join me. So I'm curious, do you have any kind of rituals for creating? So that's my question for you. So that's how I find my time. For claiming space, I mean, you are welcome to use any space that you have available. I mean, you could use your kitchen table or the counter, a kitchen counter. It could be a little corner in your bedroom. Or if you have an extra room, claim it. If you can do that. If you have a garage, you could always convert that. An outside studio, little she shed or something. Or anything that you got. I would say claim a space, because I think it's super important. I've had studios outside my house that I've rented. That was cool. I really like working from home. Recently, the past year, I've been working from home, and I love it because it's so much easier to just walk into my space and get my head organized in order to create. And I also love working outside. So even though I might keep all my materials, all my things in one area, I also move outside, especially when the weather's nice, and it's gorgeous today here in Miami, where I can just be out there and create in my patio, which is cool. So definitely have your space and claim it. And part of having your space, for me, I spend a lot of time organizing, because I really don't like clutter, and I can't actually work when there's clutter. So usually when I'm done, making my art, cleaning up, I try to be my best not to keep everything out, because when I leave things out, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then there's like crap everywhere. So I definitely spend a lot of time of just putting things away, organizing what I do have, letting go what I do have, so that it's not too much stimulus everywhere and junk. Andrea says, I'm trying. I say I'll do it weekly, but I don't. That's why I like the mastermind group. It makes me do it. Oh, I'm so happy you're part of the mastermind group. Yeah. So, and also I think that, creating a community helps, right? So that you have someone you're like, hey, I'm going to show up and I'm going to create because we're all in it together. Hey, Heather, so happy you're here. Andrea said, I made a space in my office, but I don't think I like creating in there. So that's interesting that you say that. Yeah, because we could have different spaces, but to make it comfortable to create, because you might be relating it to associating it to work or associating it to another energy. So that's cool that you're picking up on that, because that's how you can change the energy, right? For me, I have a lot of boxes in my space. And so what I've done, and I had them hidden underneath this table that I'm actually at right now. And so what I've done is I put like a really cute sheet on top. I guess it's like a tablecloth. And it covers that. So it's like, it doesn't look overwhelming to me. So like when I walk in, it just looks like, like a blank space for me to create. So that is important to, like, if you do have clutter, if you have, too much stimulus around, to change that. And then, oh, Heather said, I love the pic you made behind you. It turned out great. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was one of my things, is that I wanted to be able to finish it on the 30th, the full moon, and I did. So that felt really good. It feels good to finish things. Hey, Lisa. So being able to change that energy. So thank you, Andrea, for bringing that. Is being able to clear it out. So some of the little tips and tricks that I like to do is I'll sage my space. And that's kind of like a feng shui, or like more of like a spiritual practice about like clearing the energy. Because like, say if you were in an office and you were working for many hours and there's some stress energy or whatever might have been built up there, you can clear it out. You can just sage it, just burn some sage, go into every corner, clear it out. And definitely do the clearing out too of, wiping things down, and organizing so that it's doesn't feel like clutter. And light nice candles. I can't light candles in my space just because I have some like toxic materials. I have a lot of spray paint cans, and I don't want anything to blow up in here. So I would love to light candles, but I can't do that in my space. But I also keep a lot of crystals. So I'll show you. Here is, I'm actually creating some art, crystal infused art. So I've been collecting crystals, and I have a whole like chakra series, but they're really, really pretty crystals. So I keep these in my vision on my table, because it feels good. It looks good when I look at it. They make me happy. I like this one too. It's really cool. It looks like gold. It's for abundance. So yeah, so putting items, it could be like something special for you that's going to inspire you. You could put other people's art in your space as well. I have, I just purchased this one little piece. I'll show it to you. And it's by Elise Jonikin. I think that's the way you say her last name. And this is her collage piece called Imagine. And so I always look at that when I'm at my desk here. It's like, imagine. I like that. Like, I just think about what you want to create and put into the world, right? So yeah, so think of it like a special, like it's a sacred space that you take care of, that you cherish, that it's a place that you want to go to that makes you comfortable, makes you feel safe. One other thing that I like to do is put up my do not disturb sign. Yes, I have this. I created it myself because I have to let my kids and my husband know that, like, hey, I need an hour to myself. I need to create, or if I'm having an art therapy session, I'll put this up. And it's really important just because it definitely just, it helps with the boundaries and have people respect you. So I think I actually might put this on Etsy as like a download, a printable download. So if you need one, a do not disturb side, you can use one. Oh, Andrea said, what about using a diffuser with essential oils? Oh, that's a beautiful idea. Oh, Lisa said essential oils too. Yes, I love essential oils, and I actually have one in my living room that I haven't used in a while. So you know what? I think that's a beautiful idea. Maybe I should put it in my little studio space. Thank you, Andrea. That's why I love meeting with all you creative minds, because you always have such great ideas. Definitely, I like, putting all those senses together, having my favorite snacks and drinks, and I feeling the good vibes, right? The smells with the diffuser. All right. So yeah, so creating the space so that it feels good. And as I said, at least once a week I'm going through and organizing, clearing out, and I'm still doing that. I'm even trying to go through the inventory of what I have, to start letting go or putting it out into the world, I guess you could say. Yeah. And the last part, I think, for getting, preparing your space for creativity and, making it like something really special and making it a ritual, is setting your intention. And setting your intention is basically thinking about what it is that you want to do for the day. So is it, okay, I just want to be able to create for 30 minutes. I just want to be able to express a certain feeling. I want to be cathartic. Or do I want to, my intention is to make a small, beautiful piece that I want to put in the world? Or is it just a response piece to something that I saw that I loved and went, outside, and I want to bring it inside? So just thinking about what it is. Why are you here? What's the intention for your creative practice for the day? Because it could be something just totally, totally personal for yourself that, like I said, you want to express a certain feeling, or you want to, make something just for maybe even your own living space. Or it could be for the world. Like you're saying, I'm going to create this for my intention that it has a message. And part of my series behind me is like I did it because there was certain that the hexagon was showing up so much in my life, and these little birds were showing up. Where are they? They're somewhere in here. Those behind me were showing up in my life, and I was like, you know what? These are messengers. They have a message for me. They have a message for people who are viewing my art, and I want to be able to put it all together and share it with the world. And so part of setting my intention, I do a little meditation, and the meditation it definitely helps ground me. It helps me just get settled into my own body, gets me settled into the moment so that I can actually get into the zone. Because if I'm thinking about my to-do list or dinner or whatever else is happening, I can't get into that zone. And I want to really honor that time, whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, a few hours that I have in my studio to create. So doing a little like 5-10 minute meditation of grounding myself is definitely helpful. So yeah, I would love to hear from all of you. And I want to know, are you consistent with your practice? I like doing these kind of rituals and cleaning and clearing and setting the time helps me. That helps me keep my practice consistent. And I'm curious if any of you have a practice, or if you want to up-level your practice, like Andrea was saying, I want to, but I just haven't. So maybe, making your space more cozy. So I'm kind of curious, Andrea, what do you think you could do to, make it more inviting to come in? I would love to know. Lisa asks, is your studio a room in your house? Well, I've had room studios before. Actually, the last house before I had an outside studio, I was an actual room. It was like an extra guest bedroom. This one is, I'm converting my garage into my studio. Right now I'm sharing it with my husband's motorcycle. But it's okay. It's actually really pretty to look at. So it's okay. But I have taken over my garage because it feels good. Oh, Andrea says she'll work on it. Yeah, just I want you to experiment, Andrea. Like, just do like some tricks and do those little tips that I said of like with the oils or the whatever. Put a crystal. I heard that if you put crystal on in the window and let the light from the crystal come in, it actually that's one of those feng shui things that it actually bounces the light and brings creativity. So just see if it makes a difference of you coming into that space, of you wanting to come and sit down and create. So that's what I want to know is like, does it work for you, and if you can feel that shift. I love feng shui and I love energy, so it works for me. So I'm curious if it will work for you. Lisa says, I use timers for things outside of art. Love your idea of setting alarms for a creative time. Yeah, it's so important, especially time is essential. It really is our most important thing that we have. All right. I think that's it for today. I just wanted to come on here and share a tip or two and yeah, and kind of see where you guys are at, and hopefully this was helpful for you. Oh, Lisa has another question. She says, do you listen to specific meditations or just yourself? I actually do both. I actually started meditating, my goodness, I guess when it was about 14 years ago that I started making it a practice. This is when my son was born. And I used Deepak Chopra's meditation. He has like an app. And so I bought a few of his recordings. And sometimes I'll follow that. And they're like 20 minutes. So if I have 20 minutes, I'll do that. I like to do in the morning or nighttime. And then, but sometimes when I'm just like kind of coming in and I know that, like right now, I'm in here right now. I'm going to get off with you guys and I'll probably just settle in. I'll just take a few minutes to just repeat like a mantra, which is like so hum. That's something that's like really simple. It just says, I am, I am, I am. So it's so hum, and it makes me feel really, really calm. And then that's when I feel like, okay, I know what my next step is. Because usually that's what happens. Is like when I get to that space of feeling calm, then I'll have the idea of, oh, I know what it is that I want to create. I know what my intention is for this. And then usually by the end of that, I'll usually have an idea for like that next session. Thank you, Leah. I just cleaned. I have glass colored jars on my window to filter in pretty light. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yay. Take a picture of your space. I'd love to see it. You can post it in here. You can post it on the thread in this Facebook Live. I like to see spaces. Okay, I'm gonna get going because I just wanted to come on here just to hop in and say hello. Have a beautiful afternoon. If you have time, take some time for yourself. Set your intention and do some art. Remember, it doesn't always have to be something that you're going to sell. It could be just something, the inner work. I think that's just as important as the outer work of like sharing our work into the world. Doing the inner work, just for you, it is incredibly, incredibly important. All right. Have a beautiful afternoon. And take some pictures. I love to see. Bye.